How large is the universe?
Universe. Um, Basically, it's like uh, really good question, I must say. But the thing is, like scientists even don't know how big is the universe. Like they are still like researching about or like working on it. Still, they don't know about what is the size of this those enormous universe. To be honest, I don't have any idea about the same.
Well, they basically scientists claim that it's 13 billion light years across. I mean that we know it's from the like Big Bang to this point. It's across means it takes light to basically travel 13 billion years to from one point of the universe to another point. That's what they say. This is the observable universe
30 billion light years, you say?
across. Yes, there is still beyond, but this is what we have absorbed so far. So 13 billion is something like unimaginable. We cannot imagine that because it takes light to cover 486,000 miles per second, something like that, 386,000 or something. So light is the fastest. So for example, what that means, it will take light to basically 13 billion years to reach another part of the universe. That's how big it is. Okay,
That's a huge number. I mean, it is
that's
something hypothetical, we can say. I mean, that this is
beyond
just
comprehension.
something which cannot be calculated or which can be like just, you know, we can just say the numbers, calculate the number. That's what something
It's very big,
unimaginary.
observable.
Unimaginary complex number. You remember
Yes,
unimaginary complex number?
there's a I in it,
Yeah,
iota. But
complex.
that yes. How many galaxies do you think exist in the observable universe?
So again, it's a difficult question to me, but
Okay.
like something around uh,
Everything is just in
the only
billions,
thing no,
trillions.
it's not in billions. Basically, it's something around in millions. Yes, you are right. And the one I know is like the Milky Way galaxy. That's probably that is of ours. Like Milky Way galaxy. We are in the Milky Way galaxy. Uh, that's something I know about the galaxies.
There are at least minimum estimate is billions, not millions. Billion
How many?
million is a bad estimate. It's basically underestimation.
Okay,
Billion is something where you should start. Starting point is basically billion.
billion,
Yes, nine zeros in it.
90
So
billion.
means nine zeros in a number. So let's say 1 billion. You know that we discussed billions, right?
You mean to
One
say like 90
billion.
billion?
The exact number is not known, but the number starts in billions. It is you. I mean, the
Okay,
safe way to say the number of galaxies are probably in billions and more.
okay.
So if there are, I mean, it's safe to say that there are billions of galaxies. So how come we are the only one who only exist in this universe? How come we don't have any evidence of the alien life or other life that may be out there?
Mm, well, certainly. I mean, this there could be another, like planets where the life is possible. I mean, there might be some another species. They are residing over there on another planet. I mean, they are quite. I mean, it's probably. I mean, quite much possible. Possibility is there that the life might be existing on another planet or in another galaxies. There is no denying the fact actually, as far as like the research has been conducted on the other planets. So, and we have seen a lots of evidences in the past too, like the way the aliens used to visit the Earth. So if you study some archaeological evidences, so you might come to know about the reality behind these visits, or like the evidences which we got until now. So I mean, in nutshell, I could say like yes, there could be a possibility of the existence of life on another planets.
There's too many airplanes passing by. Okay, so what do you know about your own galaxy, and what is the nearest galaxy to your galaxy?
Well, I suppose we are in Milky Way like galaxy, and it's probably it's in a combination of thousands or millions of stars combining together.
Billions, again billions.
Billions, billions of stars. Those are in our galaxy. Those are present in our galaxy, and it's a huge size. I mean, it's enormous in size. I mean, I don't know exactly what is the figure, but it's a like it's a huge galaxy.
It's
Something
4,000
around
light
20,
years.
24, 24 something figure, which I mean, I really don't
4,000
remember the
light years
figure.
across. So the
4,000. Okay,
diameter is 4,000 light years. So
4,000 light years.
um, check it.
Outstanding.
So the nearest galaxy is Andromeda galaxy, which is 21 million light years away from our galaxy crest, and the space between the galaxies is just empty, 21 million light years. That's probably where the those have. Remember, I sent you a video. So they remember I sent you a video and they were discussing the relativity, the gods in the ancient stories. Remember, I sent if you have looked at it. So basically, there is a story in Hinduism that a person
Like
from
I did see that video that was basically about Ark of Covenant, Ark of Covenant. So I just saw two short movies on that, not probably more than two. So basically, one was about the Jerusalem, the incident which took place in Jerusalem, on the mosque of Jerusalem. Okay, and then another was like around, about the third eye of the like the that kind of shape of a third eye which exists in our mind, somewhere else in our mind or brain. These were
is there
two movies.
evidence of the time travel, like travel between the galaxies? So there's basically I mean the story. I mean I sent you a video. It says basically someone who
Okay, the
travel.
latest one you sent
Uh,
me a couple of days ago, like
Remember
one
the
about
god
the.
Indra? The god
Okay.
Indra says the guy he's in the heavens. He says I wanna go back, but he says if you go back, by the time we reach there, million of ages would have passed. No one would be there. So he says like the time that he explained the theory of relativity, which was basically explained by the Einstein. So I mean, if this story is real and that really existed, so theory of relativity is not something that is invented by Einstein. It was still existed. It was just discovered by Einstein.
Exactly.
Right.
In fact, sometimes I believe like the things not invented, but though rather they were discovered. Uh, you know, this is
Mhm.
something we can say.
So they say time passes differently here. The time is much faster compared to the other regions. That's what they're saying. So they say like their one day is equivalent to our one, probably like one birth cycle, 200,000 years, something like that. Their one day. This is what they say in the heavens. Our 200,000 years is equivalent to their one day.
Well, it has been
Something like that, not
frequently
exact.
mentioned in our books also, like the hadith also, on the day of resurrection or the day of judgment, it would be a day of around 1,000 years, when as compared to the normal days which we have now. So it would be a day of like 1,000 years, 1,000 years.
In
And
terms of God, like for gods or us, like for
no,
the God,
I mean,
for
as that would be a I mean, in terms of God, it would be I mean, it would be quite okay. But as compared to other, I mean, hours days nowadays, which we have,
okay, okay,
like
okay.
we have a 24 hours day. So when you compare that day with the current days, so it would be around
1,000.
1,000, 1,000
So there will be
years.
judgment after 1,000 years. So next judgment
Yeah.
will be in 3,000. Be
Mm,
prepared for it.
yes.
After 3,000 years,
And
waiting
like
for.
the things will be changed in the heaven, like the I mean, yes, uh, it is something like hypothetical situation, but I
No,
do
but
believe.
I mean the theoretical physics does exist. I mean theory of relativity. So this is proven, and we can for sure say that, and justify. So the story I just told you, basically, the story was that someone from Earth travels to heaven, like somewhere in Andromeda galaxy, which is 21 light years away, right? There's a story that in the past. So when that person, a king who wants to come back to the Earth, but the person who lives in Andromeda galaxy, the Indra, the god of, the heavens, he says, if you go back now, by the time you reach there, it would be probably like several ages would have passed on the earth. By the
Hmm.
time you reach there, several ages would have passed. There would be no one left for you. Like he wanted to see his close relative. He only stayed, according to he only felt he spent 1 year in the heavens. But by the time he was there, they said it has passed basically like several ages. But in his mind, only 1 year had passed. He only stayed there for 1 year. But according to our time, it was basically, like several ages, like probably 100,000, more than that. That's what
Hmm.
like so Einstein also proved that, time is different at different places, moves at different speed at different places.
Yes.
So which yes, so which I mean now this really. Anyway, so like, I want to discuss get back to the topic. So do you know what is a black hole? What is a black hole?
I suppose black hole is something like I mean, there is a huge hole in the ozone layer, because of the I think because of the you know increasing level of like global warming, because of the global warming. So there is a layer in the stratosphere which protects us, that is called ozone layer, which protects us from from harmful ultraviolet rays, or from harmful radiations from the sunlight. So because of the increasing levels of because of this global warming, so the temperature is rising, and because of that, like ozone layer is gets depleted, and there is a huge hole at one place, that is known as, I think,
Hmm.
black hole.
I broke my sandal. That's not good. Okay.
It's not.
Well, yes, it is not, but uh, a black hole is there is basically black hole is very interesting. No one knows what, I mean, even scientists do not know what the black hole does. But I mean, what they do, I mean, it has been observed is there is a black hole in the space. So what it does, anything that falls in the black hole never comes out. Even the light cannot escape the black hole. So what do there is a black hole in the center of each galaxy. everything is falling into that black hole. You see that why there is rotation, everything is rotation, so there is a black hole that causes the objects to rotate around it. It's a very big, like the probably diameters it cannot be measured. It's a I suggest you also search on the YouTube, but it is like called the Mahakal, like the Shivji is represented by that, or like someone who destroyed everything. So what happens is it swallows the galaxies. Everything basically circulates around it. Even the stars fall into it, and then they incinerate. They get decimated, and it's just then black. There's nothing in it. It's just completely black. So mathematical equations, shows that it's a point of eternity.